FYS speech, so you get it straight. And I like, you know what, I mean, he's never written a book. He doesn't really think his stories are all that great, but guess what? His stories, they pull you in, you get into his little fucked up mind, and you're just ready, set, go! And it's so good. It's such a good release, and he does take you back to a time, an innocent time, and I love it, and I love what you do, and I wish you would write more. I just don't want to do any more books because of the typos. So Mary Ann Brunell would have a heart attack. So.
Hey guys, I'm Fysh, I'm an alcoholic. It's the wrong fucking meeting. First of all, I want to start off by thanking Brenda. I just had a moment. Book Soup having us. I should be nervous, but I don't have the fucking time right now. I'll be nervous later. I figure this is my one shot, my 15 minutes, and I'm not going to blow it. I actually have a timer. I got only 15 minutes, so you guys will know when I'm done. After I'm done, I won't shut the fuck up, seriously. So, first, I got a call from my mom yesterday. And, wait for my mother, okay? She goes, I read your story. And I said, oh, you did? How'd you do that? She said, well, I bought the book. I'm like, okay, my mom lives in Santa Maria. She goes, you know what, I see now that where you were coming from, what was going on in your life at that time. And there's no way I could have stopped it from happening. I tried everything. I said, Mom, there's no way you're going to be able to stop it. She goes, I understand what happened back then. No. I'm like, my mother saying that to me is a fucking miracle. Which is really the point of why I'm so glad to be here, because I got some serious miracles going on. One of them is my mother calling me kind of an amends thing. This is a woman who knew one thing about my program I was in. She knew there was an amends in there somewhere. Are you at that amends step yet? No, Mom, not yet. Okay, let me know. So, she goes, all I was trying to do was just keep you in school. I'm like, I know. There's no way you could do it. She said, I know. I have a report card I brought for Brian. 60 absences in one semester. Fail. Doesn't apply himself. No, I don't have time for school. So, my poor mother. I went to Cleveland High School at one point. I went to a lot of schools in the Valley. I went to Cleveland High School, and 6 or 7 of us were ditching school that day. I was the only one in the school with a mohawk at the time. And the dean, you know, I want to keep his anonymity, his name's John McLaughlin. Fucking prick. He goes, all right, everybody get back to class, put your cigarettes out. You interest me, get to my office. I'm like, fine. He sits back in his chair. He's got this smug look on his face. Picks up his phone, pulls up my chart, sees my mom's work number. My mom owned a 7-Eleven down the street. Mrs. Silverman, that's Holland. I'm like, ooh, he's got her on speaker. I'm like, ooh, you fucked up just now. That's my dad's name. They're divorced. He's like, he knows I'm enjoying it, so he's like, all right, I'm just a little prick. Are you aware that your son has a mohawk? What am I, a fucking idiot? I know my son has a mohawk. What are you bothering me to work with this shit for? If you can do anything with him, I can't, so go ahead and help yourself. And when she said, what am I, a fucking idiot? His eyes got big. And I'm sitting there, I'm just grinning like, yeah, you fat bastard. Well, we're going to have to expel him. For what? Well, he said, distraction of the other students, he has a mohawk. Yeah, we established that, but why are you kicking him out? I have to go now, Mrs. Holland. So, you know what, Mom? Your pain and suffering, it's now been acknowledged. Those nights that you stayed up while I was running streets in Hollywood, and, I don't know. I came home when they were at work, so I could shower and shave, and not shave. Yeah, shave, and run away again. It was great. I literally ran away, lived on the streets of Hollywood. It was great. From 1980 to 1986, that was like my heyday. There are certain periods where everybody discusses about, well, when did LA punk scene really die? And it depends on who you talk to. Like Rosemary Reyes, who was doing punk in the 70s, was like, come on, as far as he's concerned, he was dead by 1979. So for me, it was like 86. I can't remember what it was, but all the pieces were in place. Everything was closed down. The Olympics killed a big part of it too, because they decided to clean up Hollywood, as some of you know. And we thought that was pretty funny, they were going to clean up Hollywood. But they did. But never recovered from that. So, I got to tell you that, before I forget, Jack Grisham, who I was living in Santa Maria at the time, and I belonged to another group, and I actually hit him up and asked him to come drive up to Centermere from here, probably Orange County actually, to speak at a meeting. And he said, no problem. So he drives up there, does his pitch. He says, oh, you know, by the way, we're talking before the meeting. Because I used to be in a band. I'm like, oh, really? You know, do tell. So that was kind of weird. I didn't let on at the time that, you know, he was Alex Morgan at one point. Like, I know who you are, but I won't say anything. And we have a responsibility to pay for his motel room and his food and everything. You know what? He drove up. He wanted some gas money to get home. He's going to sleep in his car, and that's it. That's all he wanted. That is serious shit. My heroes, my heroes. It's not what they do on stage, it's what they do off stage. It blows my fucking mind. I wrote the story Black Hole Kid. I'm not going to read any of it. Why would I do that? Buy the book. So the way that I came out with Brenda and I was with Facebook friends, random shit, right? Punk rocker. I said one line about a gift of recovery concerning a damn show. Her and I are both smitten with Captain Sensible, I guess. So that came up, and I wrote one sentence. She goes, I like the sound of that. Would you write a story for me? Yeah, I'll write a story for you, no problem. So, yeah, no problem. I hang up the phone, go to the computer. I can't write. Block, whatever. But I got in my zone, I pounded it out on my computer, emailed it to her. And she responded at some point, probably within the same day. And she messaged me saying, okay, I read it and I sent you what I thought of it. I wouldn't open the email for 2 days. So I'm like, she's going to say, oh, I made a big mistake. I made a huge mistake. I'm so sorry. Never mind, I'll write it. I opened the email and I read, you must have known I was going to love this story. Holy shit. So that was the beginning. And then one thing led to another. And with 9 minutes and 9 seconds to go, I actually removed a lot of blockages I've had. I had PTSD from the streets from those days, and I never acknowledged it. When I look back, first of all, in the Hollywood punk scene, LA punk scene, I'm very fucking protective. If I'm talking to you, we know who we are. I can smell you out in a second if you were there or not. First of all, you remember everything. Bullshit. You weren't there. You remember too much. How could you possibly? It's not, you can't. They'll say certain words, I'm like, all right. But I'm very protective of that scene. And for a long time, because I had emotional and mental disorders, serious shit, I couldn't leave my apartment for 4 years. I was afraid to walk to the mailbox. That's the kind of guy I am. Shut up, thinking. All right, so there you go. What happened is I moved away for about 8 years, got sober, moved back to LA, and everything changed. The Dam played the Whiskey. I didn't know about it until it was over. Another show went on. I missed it. What the fuck's going on here? I picked up the LA Weekly. It's not an LA Weekly anymore. It's like a little pamphlet. That was our Bible. The LA Weekly is where you went to find out who was going to be in town. That was it. And now I have to be on Facebook. Oh, it's on Facebook. Oh shit, I was on Facebook to make amends. Now I have to actually do this to find out what's going on. So that was interesting. I don't know what the fuck happened in Hollywood and Highland, by the way.
No shit.
I came out. I'm serious. I hadn't been here in a while, and a friend was visiting from out of town, out of state. I'm like, okay, here's what you do. When we get to Hollywood, make sure you tuck your purse really high up on your arm, and do not look at the names on the stars on the sidewalk, because people are going to know you're a tourist. They'll roll you. So you got to act like you belong there. We come around the corner, where Franklin is. What the fuck is that building? I threw up there. This is why I passed out. It's like, wow. What the fuck have they done in my Hollywood? I just felt it's like Disneyland. That freaks me the hell out. So, let's get back to 7 minutes. I kind of left the scene behind. I paid attention. I'd come down and see the Dickies. I said a long time ago, as long as the Dickies will play, I'll go see them. Those thing fucking sucks. I'm tired. Oh my God, we gotta go again. As far as X, I'm sure there's more, but I only know of 2 bands that are still in everybody is still in the band, the original members. X and Subhumans. There might be others, but I don't know any others. So throw a name out, but it's all still intact. I don't know who they are. So I moved back here. I started, now I'm 8 years sober. And I have a new look on life. But back then it was no big deal, to see, Jack Grisham or anybody. It was no big deal. Tropicana, somebody said Tropicana. Oh yeah, that's where you went after the gays. But I was like, for the most part, I was a kid that didn't stand out. You know, when the gig was over, I'd go to the bushes. I had to find somewhere safe to sleep. Bushes were there, cool, fine, and that's where I slept. Most of the kids were like 15, 16. When you're 12, and the kids are 15, 16, that's a whole other world. They're not interested in me. I'm not. It was like, wow. So if I got to hang out with somebody else older, it was like really cool. Okie dogs, really? I get a bag of fries. I want fries, I want fries. I've never had an okie dog. I bet they're good. So, I've never had one.
Oh yeah.
I'll bet they're fucking good. But across the street there was a place, I'm sure it was like bikers or something, on the other side of the street from okie dogs. The two tribes would stand there sitting across the street glaring at each other. Don't you dare cross paths. And that's just the way it was. So I come back here. Now I'm sober, and here was the catalyst. Brian Tucker and his former wife, Nikki Tucker. They had an event at the LA Book Fair called For Use. I wasn't aware of For Use at the time. Wish I had. I stayed at Motel Hell and stuff. I wish I'd known about you guys' place. He wouldn't have me anyway. Couldn't stay sober. So they had an event. I got invited, and so I'm at the LA Book Fair with my full-on anxiety disorder. Everything's coming at me large. And I'm looking for the little booth. I'm looking for Use booth. Where's the For Use booth? Where's the For Use booth? It's in the other room. Turn around the corner. So I go around the corner. I walk in, and there's the fucking room for Use. And remember the beginning of that. I walked in, and I saw everything at once. And I also have ADHD, by the way, which is awesome. I get to so everything hit me at one time. And suddenly, all the shitty things that had happened. I look back at that scene with rose-colored glasses. It was so much fun. Oh, it was so cool. What I had not remembered was the death that I'd seen. See, a dear friend of mine get blown away by a shotgun, close range. And my first thought was, fuck, the cops gonna come, we gotta run. I held on to that for so many years, that guilt of, what a piece of shit am I? Somebody gets blown in half, and my first thought is, the cops are coming. Nikki said, Fysh, you're PTSD, and you know what? You were 12 years old. You gotta let that shit go. So, I actually had to flee. I fled the scene, I ran. Total breakdown. I couldn't take it. Nikki coaxed me to go back again a few days later. I went, and she took me around the room. I'm crying, you guys. Snot's running down my face, I'm laughing, I'm pointing, I'm like, and people are coming up to her, and, excuse me, she's going, excuse me, I'm on a private tour right now. So I got to meet Brian and Nikki. But what they did was that opened up all the trauma. So now what do I do with it? Now I have to fix this shit. So I did. And through doing so, I got back into living fun in a fun way. And I was so inspired by doing a story for Brenda that I decided I had a lot of stories that were really good, and they all want, they're like kids, they want the attention. It's like, if you don't write me, somebody else will, bitch, you better do it. So the first one I went with was an experience that I had with Rick Agnew. Rick is such a fucking good guy. Here's the thing about Rick, if you want to piss Rick off, go to a show where he's playing at, and take no interest in the bands that are there before him, the opening bands. And he's like, excuse me, no. You need to see everybody here. And he needs that, seriously. I've seen Rick give up a primo spot so that somebody newer could get his spot. That's the way Rick is. So, it's in the book, okay? Just read the fucking book. I got to hang out with Rick Agnew and Zatan, and I was in heaven. I was in fucking heaven. This was all closure. So that's where the story came from. And at the time of the writing, I believe Black Hole Kid ends where, you know, I kind of befriended Zatan and Rick, and even my fiance at the time, who they welcomed her with open arms, and my poor wife, oh my God, I love her to death. She, put it this way, she sees and hears shit that I will never see and hear. She lives with that every single fucking day. She's my hero. So, what happened after that? I needed to continue the story of Black Hole Kid, because not only did I get to be friends with Rick fucking Agnew and Zatan, Rick performed our wedding ceremony. Rick married us. I never would have seen that coming in a million fucking years. I put the word out, we can't learn how much money, we need to get married. Do you know anybody? Oh, well, Rick could buy you a 40. Rick, what? You know what? He's ordained. So there's a wedding in my backyard where I live with Eric and I, and some intimate friends, and Rick Agnew was there performing the ceremony. Zatan is the maid of honor. It was fucking amazing. I have to write about this. And Rick and my wife Erica share a common they share something in common that I don't have. And my first instinct was, back the fuck off my brick. That's mine. You know what? And I shut up here. I sat back and you know what? They get to share that. They get to share that. It's none of my fucking business. I don't get it. It doesn't matter. I don't get it. Because Erica is the biggest miracle out of all these miracles that have happened. And I got Mom, I got my wife. I don't know how the fuck she puts up with me. I like to say this. I woke up with a hangover and a wife. I think I'll keep her. So, there you go. I hope that this makes some sense. You guys can hear my notification in 24 seconds. Billy, thank you so much, man. Jack, thank you. Seconds, people. I know Rick's here somewhere, though. There's a ton. So, with 4 seconds left to go, I hope that you guys got something out of it because I'm very blessed. Thank you.
Thanks, man.
Jack Grisham. By the way, I mean,